So, spoke to someone recently. Um, one of the people I used to work with. Um, so the guy's using a library in Python. So basically, you create an object, and then you pass your own object to that initial object you created, right? So another thing is your object needs to implement a certain interface. So when you implement a certain interface, you have to define the methods, right? So for example, your object might be like my object extend interface, and then if interface has three methods, you might need to declare those three methods in your own object, right? So I asked the guy what's happening here. He didn't know what's happening because he copied the code from ChatGPT. And the thing is, this person been working as a developer for 3 4 years now, and he should have known that it's just a simple um, interface, which is why you have to declare get element or other functions within your object. You know, that's what interfaces force you to do. So the thing is, this is what's happening these days. People are not trying to get knowledgeable. They really are not trying to get knowledgeable. They're trying to just buy into the hype. If AI can do that, all I need to do is jump in the AI and then do it. Well, the thing is, if it's just about doing the things, then you don't have to do things in the right way. You just do the things and get the job done, right? Now, it doesn't matter whether it works properly after a month or not, or whether if someone else picks your code, whether they'll be able to navigate through or make any changes without breaking, ruining the whole thing. That doesn't matter, right? Um, Whether the speed is there, what sort of database you're using, you know, um, how are you getting the data from the database? Are you manipulating it in the application? Are you letting the database manipulate the data and all those things? It doesn't. Nothing really matters. You know, that's the thing. AI seems to be just ruining so much stuff, especially for developers like this, who just never like programming anyway. So because they never like programming anyway, they're relying totally on AI just to get from A to B. Sometimes it's very easy to get from A to B if you're using AI, but when you have to work on long-term projects for months, for years and years, then you have to have your own common sense as well. So if you're a developer, man, come on, don't do these sort of things. If you need to learn certain design patterns, so when you're navigating someone else's code, or 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 even the code written by AI, so you can just detect that design pattern from a mile away, and you will know what's happening there, why objects are being passed around, um, what's a factory pattern, why do you even need to use strategy? If you put a code in AI and it implements in a strategy pattern, you got to be able to have a look at that and be like, what's the point of a strategy pattern here? It's meaningless. It's just extra code. And then you'll be able to tell AI, remove this factory pattern, just use if statements, use factory, and that's it. I don't want this strategy pattern. So things like that, just people are just so much reliant on AI. It's kind of getting crazy, and a lot of the code bases I look at, they look insane. Trust me, they do look insane. And this is mainly from people who are working in rush, who don't have passion for coding, and uh, and who just want to get from point A to point B. Programming itself is like an art. A lot of people do it because they love it. Like, there is genuinely people who do it for love, because they love it, and they'll review AI code. They will pay attention to every single thing, and then they'll accept even if they are using AI, then they'll accept the final revision. But they have their own thinking. A lot of most of the time they have their own thinking. They can look at the code and tell whether it's going to cause problems in the future. They can look at the code and you can tell, does it need an exception, does it need to log, does it need to trigger a notification um, to a member of the team. They can just glance at the code and tell, and if it's not there, then they can use AI, and or they can do it themselves. But the knowledge comes from within themselves. It's the books they have read, it's the articles they have read, it's the foundation they have built. It's the this and that, everything. They have their own accumulation, of knowledge that they can dump into AI. Then they can kind of use the AI. So that's not happening with a lot of people, and to be fair, it's just a shame. We have to look at we have to we have developers that they don't even know simple things. It's a shame.